Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us on a very hot and muggy start to the day. It is Wednesday. It is July the 2nd. Happy July. Happy belated Canada Day. I know a lot of people are out and about celebrating Canada Day festivities yesterday. Other folks in different communities were staying inside and watching it rain. Today, we are going to see our temperatures drop by tonight, and then tomorrow, wait till you see the temperature values in your long range. I'll have all those details coming up, but first, here's Risa with traffic.
Thanks, Emily.
Thanks, Risa. Well, we do have that cold front that I was mentioning. That kind of dropped a little bit of humidity. And then the trough is going to move through later on this afternoon, triggering the chance of a few isolated thunderstorms, but it's also going to help drop our temperatures dramatically. So high pressure is going to be moving in, but look at these temperature values for tomorrow and into Friday. 21, maybe a little bit of residual moisture, but feeling like 25. That's seasonal. We're below seasonal temperature value-wise. Friday, 23, and then the heat starts to build back up just in time for the weekend. That is good news. We are seeing the risk of isolated thunderstorms today. Maybe not such good news. We do have that trough that's going to be sinking south throughout the GTA, and that is going to trigger some isolated non-severe storms. Here it is right here on the map. And what it's going to do primarily is drop our temperatures fairly significantly. So where we've been kind of getting used to these daytime highs into the mid-20s, feeling more like the mid to high 30s, we're actually going to be below our seasonal average for the next couple of days. Tomorrow we're looking at 21, maybe a little bit of residual moisture in the form of showers, and then Friday 23, and the heat returns come the weekend.
Go to the weather.
Hi there, thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Wednesday. It is July the 2nd. Happy belated Canada Day. Hope you had a wonderful day celebrating yesterday. Canada turned 147. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? A lot of people were out and about enjoying the heat from the weekend morning, but for the most part, it was dry by the afternoon. Good for Canada Day festivities and good for fireworks last night. It was hot. Pearson got up to 29.3. Downtown, we hit 30.3. Oshawa, 29.8. We do have the risk for a few isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. We do have a trough that's going to be moving through the area. That will help trigger some stormy weather, but it will also help drop our temperatures. Now, into the long range, what you can see on the side of your screen is Tropical Storm Arthur, but I'll talk about that in just a sec. Look at the high pressure for us. It's going to be moving in and stick around right through the weekend, which is great news. Atlantic Canada, if you are traveling through Nova Scotia or in through Newfoundland, just be mindful that it is going to be an incredibly stormy weekend. What we're looking at here is the current tropical activity. We do have a few in the Pacific tropical storms, but we do have Tropical Storm Arthur, and this is the first one of the Atlantic hurricane season. The sustained winds right now are at 95 kilometers an hour. It's moving north at 9 kilometers an hour. It is expected to become a hurricane. Taking a look at the trajectory, by Thursday, maybe by even later on tonight, it could become a hurricane. And then it will weaken to tropical storm status again as it reaches Atlantic Canada. But the impact is going to be significant. We're looking at heavy rain, very high surf. A lot of people are going to be without power. So this is going to be a very, very significant storm for the Maritimes. We'll talk more about your long range coming up, but first I'm going to turn things over to Risa. She's got an update on your morning commute.
More on the forecast.
Thanks so much, Rachel. Yeah, a perfect place to bring the family. I know a lot of people are on vacation this week, so yeah, make sure you stay tuned for all the information. We do have the risk of isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. It's really has a lot to do with the heat and the humidity that we're still feeling through, and that's not necessarily going to bring us a lot of moisture, but it is going to cool down our temperatures rather dramatically. So wait until you see what I have set for you in the long range. Before I get to all those details, however, I'm going to turn things over to Risa. She's got an update on your commute.
Emily?
Thanks, Risa. Well, here's that trough that I was mentioning. It's going to help trigger some isolated non-severe thunderstorms throughout the area, but it's really going to make an impact on our temperatures. It is going to help cool them down dramatically. The northerly flow over the lakes will help as well, of course, but 21 tomorrow, that's below our seasonal average. What we're going to feel like is our seasonal average. We'll feel closer to 25. Could see a little bit of residual moisture. By Friday, we've got sunshine at 23 degrees, and look at the weekend. Looks amazing yet again. Lots of heat. The humidity will start to rise again. We're looking at 27 for Saturday in Toronto. It'll feel closer to 28, and Hamilton and Sunday feel closer to 30 with sunshine. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people are talking about vacation on Twitter this morning, that's for sure. Okay, we do have the risk of isolated thunderstorms throughout the afternoon today. We've got a trough that's going to be moving through the area. This could trigger up some convective activity, but more importantly, it's actually going to drop our temperatures pretty dramatically. We've got a northerly flow coming in off the lakes behind this trough, so temperatures tomorrow are actually going to be below our seasonal average. We should be around 25 degrees. Tomorrow we're going to feel like 25, but we're only going to have a base temperature of 21. 23 for Friday, and then we see lots of sunshine and temperatures warming up for the weekend.
World.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Sounds like fun. And honestly, that was the best line in the morning. So sometimes I make eye contact with the owl. Is that a good thing? Or I don't know if she's scared I was going to get her or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about owls, so I'd probably be scared too. Okay, we do have the risk of a few isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. We've got a trough that's going to be sinking south. It's not only going to bring in the heighten the risk of isolated thunderstorms, it's really going to drop our temperatures. I think you're going to be surprised at the values I'm going to show you coming up in your long range forecasts. Got that coming up, but first, Risa, what's going on the roads?
Well, Emily, about still.
Well, we do have this trough that I was mentioning. It is going to sink south. It is going to possibly trigger some isolated non-severe thunderstorms. It's really going to drop our temperatures fairly dramatically behind it. We've got northerly winds coming in off the lake. So we're actually going to be seeing below seasonal daytime highs. We're only going to hit a daytime high of 21 tomorrow. It'll feel like seasonal, 25. And then by Friday, we're looking at 23. Gorgeous sunshine over the weekend as the heat returns. We'll see 25 on Saturday, 27 on Sunday. Hi there. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Wednesday. It is July the 2nd. Happy belated Canada Day. Hope you had a wonderful day celebrating yesterday. Canada turned 147. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? A lot of people were out and about enjoying the heat from the weekend, but for the most part, it was dry by the afternoon. Good for Canada Day festivities and good for fireworks last night. It was hot. Pearson got up to 29.3. Downtown, we hit 30.3. Oshawa, 29.8. We do have the risk for a few isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. We do have a trough that's going to be moving through the area. That will help trigger some stormy weather, but it will also help drop our temperatures. Now, into the long range, what you can see on the side of your screen is Tropical Storm Arthur, but I'll talk about that in just a sec. Look at the high pressure for us. It's going to be moving in and stick around right through the weekend, which is great news. Atlantic Canada, if you are traveling through Nova Scotia or in through Newfoundland, just be mindful that it is going to be an incredibly stormy weekend. What we're looking at here is the current tropical activity. We do have a few in the Pacific tropical storms, but we do have Tropical Storm Arthur, and this is the first one of the Atlantic hurricane season. The sustained winds right now are at 95 kilometers an hour. It's moving north at 9 kilometers an hour. It is expected to become a hurricane. Taking a look at the trajectory, by Thursday, maybe by even later on tonight, it could become a hurricane. And then it will weaken to tropical storm status again as it reaches Atlantic Canada. But the impact is going to be significant. We're looking at heavy rain, very high surf. A lot of people are going to be without power. So this is going to be a very, very significant storm for the Maritimes. We'll talk more about your long range coming up. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Risa. She's got an update on your morning commute.
It's just like we do, and of course they can hold on to things just like we can as well.
All right, more to come here. Oh, the lemur's right on Madaster. This is hilarious. I gotta send it back inside.
We're losing focus. Camera's getting a little teetery. That's awesome. All right, well, we do have the risk of isolated thunderstorms, non-severe in nature throughout southern Ontario today. We have a trough that's going to be sinking south, and it's going to be responsible for potentially cooling down our temperatures as well. And I will get to the story in just a few moments, but first I'm going to turn things over to Risa. She's got an update on your commute. Thanks, Risa. Well, we do have this trough that I was mentioning. It's going to trigger the potential for isolated, non-severe thunderstorms throughout the lower Great Lakes. But what's going to happen behind it? Our winds shift, and we see more of a northerly flow, so our temperatures are going to cool down dramatically. Our seasonal average for this time of year is 25. That's what we're going to feel like tomorrow, but our temperature is only going to hit 21. 23 for Friday into Saturday and Sunday. So far, we're looking at an absolutely gorgeous weekend. The heat and the humidity are going to return, but not as stifling as it has been. We do have the potential for a little bit of active weather early next week, but it is still going to be very, very warm. And it's only going to last for the next couple of years. Imagine that. We've got isolated thunderstorms. We do have that risk throughout the afternoon today. That trough is really just going to trigger some convective showers. We all know what happens when warm air meets cold air. Well, our temperatures are going to drop fairly significantly behind this trough. We are going to be seeing our winds coming in from more of a northerly flow, so that's where we're going to get those cooler temperatures. We're actually going to be a little bit below our seasonal average, but we do have high pressure in place, so we'll see lots of sunshine. Tropical Storm Arthur, if you have travel plans into Atlantic Canada this weekend, expect
This weather segment.
And here he's just taking in a little treat. I think they're getting comfortable here with us at the Weather Network. All right, Carl, for now I'll send it back inside.
See, have you ever seen The Lion King? You know, in the part where the hyenas get all, you know, rowdy and kind of like, that's what I think of hyenas. I think they are scary animals, but apparently they're not. What do you know? All right, thanks, Rachel. So much fun today. It's such a great place to bring the whole family. Kids would love it. All right, we do have the risk of a few isolated, non-severe thunderstorms throughout the day today. It's a trough that's going to be sinking through that could contribute to triggering some convective showers. We'll talk about the temperature decrease coming up as well. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Raisa for traffic.
Emily?
Thanks, Raisa. Well, we do have that trough that I was mentioning. It could help trigger some convective activity, but the winds behind it coming in from more of a northerly direction really going to cool our temperatures down. We do have high pressure in the area for the next couple of days. What you're starting to see approaching on your screen is Tropical Storm Arthur making impact towards Atlantic Canada this weekend. So if you have travel plans Saturday or Sunday through parts of Nova Scotia and through Newfoundland, keep in mind that it is going to be a very stormy weekend. Temperatures a little bit below seasonal for us for the next couple of days. Hi there. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Wednesday. It is July the 2nd. Happy belated Canada Day. Hope you had a wonderful day celebrating yesterday. Canada turned 147. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? A lot of people were out and about enjoying the heat from the weekend.
All right, I am channeling my Britney Spears here with this boa constrictor. Now, Carl, you said, do you want a snake? I pictured, you know, a snake, not a full boa constrictor. Can you tell me about this guy?
We're full of surprises here. This is a beautiful Colombian red-tailed boa. Not the largest species of constrictor, but he's well on his way. This guy here is probably around 8 feet in length, and he'll grow his entire life probably to about 14 or 15 feet once he's completely full grown.
And now it just feels like pure muscle. What do you feed these guys?
He's all muscle. Again, this guy, in nature, he'd generally eat smaller rodents, birds. If he ate today, he could probably go maybe three months, possibly even longer, without eating if he had to.
Wow, very impressive. Now, Emily and Raisa, I know, Emily, I hold snakes way too often on the Weather Network. What do you think about that?
I think if I saw that snake, I'd be running the other way. And you should have seen Raisa. As soon as she saw it, she turned her back to the monitor. She went, I'm not even going to look. Oh, yeah, so much fun. Okay, thanks, Rachel. We've been talking about the heat and the humidity and through the GTA. The good news is that that's going to die off. But first, we do have the risk of isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. All those details coming up in just a few moments. But right now, I am going to turn things over to Raisa, who is snake-free, by the way, for traffic.
Thank God, Emily, I have a deathly phobia of snakes. That's why I can't even look at them. But unfortunately, if you are still traveling on the highways through the GTA, heading westbound along as you make your way from Royal York right into the downtown core. But right now, I'm going to send it right back to Emily with the long-range forecast.
Thanks so much, Raisa. We do have this trough that's in play, and it has the risk to give us a few isolated showers, possibly a little bit of thunderstorm activity. But the big thing about this trough is that it's a temperature changer. We are going to see a significant drop. We're actually going to hit below seasonal values for the next couple of days. Can you believe it? I know. It's been so hot. We have Tropical Storm Arthur that is certainly going to be impacting the East Coast. If you've got travel plans through Nova Scotia or Newfoundland over the weekend, be prepared for some stormy weather. High pressure continues throughout the lower Great Lakes, which means we are setting up for one of the best weekends of summer so far.
Emily will have a look at your long-range forecast, letting you know what your weather's looking like.
Thanks, Raisa. Well, we do have the risk of isolated, non-severe thunderstorms today. We just have a trough that's going to be pushing through the area. It's just going to help trigger some convective showers. It is, however, going to cool down our temperatures fairly dramatically. Here it is on the map, and you can see little pockets of moisture just popping up with it. Behind it, we've got high pressure, but a northerly flow. So temperatures are really going to be cooling down to more below seasonal values. I know. I'll show you in just a moment. We do have Tropical Storm Arthur moving up the east coast. It is expected to make landfall through the maritime provinces for the weekend, so it is going to be very stormy. Cooling down for us tomorrow, only hitting a daytime high of 21. Around the world in 80 seconds. Thanks so much for that, Kim. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Wednesday, July the 2nd. It is another warm, muggy start to the day today. We've got Rachel Schustin in for Kevin Yard. She is on location at Jungle Cat World. And Rachel, I don't know, I think I would be a little bit frightened of hyenas, but they're not frightening animals.
To the studio, guys.
All right, on the next hit, we're going to find out what they're called, what their names are. Okay, we do have that risk of isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today, and temperatures behind the trough are going to cool down dramatically, below seasonal, in fact, for the next segment. You can always head to our website, theweathernetwork.com, for more info on our top 5 videos. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Wednesday. It is the 2nd of July. It is another hot and muggy start to the day. A perfect climate for animals that like the heat. And Rachel Schustin is at Jungle Cat World in Orono, Ontario. And right now, she's hanging out with the lions. How's it going, Rachel? Fun, but scary at the same time, being that close to lions. All right, we do have that isolated risk for a few thunderstorms throughout the day today. That trough that's going to be sinking south could certainly act as a trigger, but it's also going to cool down our temperatures. Behind it, we have those northerly winds, so believe it or not, for the next couple of days throughout southern Ontario, we are actually going to be below our seasonal average throughout the GTA. After a very hot weekend, temperatures are set to cool down, but we could be looking forward to our best weekend yet. Joining me, Long Ranger Doug Gillum. Doug, you are the man with all the answers. You're either everybody's best friend or not so much. Which are you now?
Well, if you thought last weekend was a little bit too hot and humid, you're really going to like this upcoming weekend. You know, we've had a lot of nice weather over the weekend, but this weekend's going to have it all with low humidity, lots of sunshine, comfortable temperatures from start to finish. Okay,
so ideally, if you took vacation this week, this is the weekend for you. You're going to love it. Now, we do want to touch a little bit on what's happening through Atlantic Canada. Tropical Storm Arthur.
Right, it will have become a hurricane that'll be weakening as it moves into Atlantic Canada, but a very stormy weekend, especially for Nova Scotia and eventually into Newfoundland. Certainly if you're headed to Atlantic Canada over the weekend, want to keep an eye on this system, but high pressure sits over southern Ontario. And a warming trend for the weekend, but again, nowhere near the heat and humidity that we saw this past weekend.
Okay, so this is good news. So it's going to be more comfortable for you to get the kids out. You could probably turn down the AC a little bit. You said good sleeping weather, right?
Excellent.
All right, well, looking at the 7-day forecast, you can see we're actually going to be a little bit below our seasonal average for the next couple of days.
All this sunshine, it's going to feel great. Humidex generally at or below 30, and great sleeping weather, temperatures in the low to mid-teens.
All right, so if you're traveling into cottage country, everything looks great as well. Lots of sunshine just in time for the weekend.
This weather.
If you missed it, you can always head to our website, theweathernetwork.com, for a recap of all of our top 5 videos. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Wednesday. It's July the 2nd. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. Temperatures are incredibly warm today, and they're going to stay that way until tomorrow. We do have a cool down on the way, and we'll talk more about that coming up in just a few moments. We can thank a trough for giving us the risk of a few isolated thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. Here it is, and it stretches all the way from southern Quebec right down through the London area. The heat and the humidity certainly playing a factor in this. Temperatures are going to cool down behind the trough. We're actually going to be seeing below seasonal temperatures. I'll show you those in just a few moments, but first we're going to join Rachel Schustin. She's in for Kevin Yard today, and she's at Jungle Cat World. And Rachel, all of the amazing animals. I love the lions. They're actually quite cute. All right, thanks so much, Rachel. Looks like a lot of fun. We do have that risk of a few isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. They're going to be non-severe in nature. Like I said, very isolated. The heat and the humidity certainly a contributing factor, but behind the trough, temperatures will cool down for the next couple of days. For more on top 5 videos, you can always head to the video section of our website at theweathernetwork.com. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, July the 2nd. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is going to be another hot and muggy day today, and with that, we do have the risk of non-severe, very isolated thunderstorms. We can thank this trough that's going to be moving into our area to help trigger those thunderstorms. What it's also going to do is it's going to drop our temperatures significantly. So we've got high pressure moving in behind the trough, but temperatures are actually going to drop to below seasonal national averages. What you're seeing approaching on your screen is Tropical Storm Arthur, certainly going to be making an impact on Atlantic Canada for the weekend. If you do have travel plans, expect it to be incredibly stormy. Higher impact areas, Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. Temperatures for us tomorrow, look at that. It's cool. 21, feeling like 25. Today on the morning show, if you missed it, intense flooding through Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Over 80 cities are in a state of emergency with over 100 to 200 millimeters of rain. And Rachel Schusting got a chance to join us at Jungle Cat World, where we had a leaping lemur.
These guys in nature are arboreal, so as you can see, constantly hanging upside down. They're also frugivores, so pretty much their entire diet.
He's on our cameraman right now.
I don't know if our cameraman's too thrilled about that. Make sure you join us again tomorrow morning. Rysa will be back with your traffic report, and of course, I'll be talking about the temperatures cooling down for the next few days. Okay, so ideally, if you took vacation this week, this is the weekend for you. You're going to love it. Now, we do want to touch a little bit